Good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam's Sports Report and Sam's Mental Health Day. When we compare states head-to-head, top 50 gun laws, safety policy, clear pattern, emergency states, strong to see the individuals indeed state have failed to put basics of national failures on our scale, have much higher rates than the gun deaths than the national leaders. The top 50 laws we focus on represents wide range
interventions
whose people threat with firearms, while others focus on eliminating the gun violence public. Some seek the industry. All states should have a core group of fundamental laws passing background checks, purchase permitting, along extreme risk of laws, and secure gun storage requirements, rejecting shooting first, also known as a stand your ground, and permit less carry laws. While each of the top 16 states in the gun laws ranking has all 5 of these policies placed, only one of the bottom of the 18 states has even of these critical protections. The nation's landscape many directions recently. While 12 states are making progress, there are tiers of making the firearms laws in recent. Each 26 is whopping at the other end of the scale have made dangerous decisions. Our gun laws are ranking and compare these particular across the country. The rankings of the guns clearly show, but no state, island except Hawaii, and any state by vulnerable it's our neighbors to fail to protect. It's how the Northeast strong laws end up victims or infamous iron pipeline
traffickers
used to bring guns of the southeastern state with weak gun laws. The evidence tells simple stories about poor gun laws, poorness borders, outlaw of guns, out of all guns showing up crime scenes, crossing for lives, state lack of good, notable states, Illinois and Maryland, plagued by high gun violence, biggest cities in large parts. They are targeted by traffickees, indeed outsized, shared, only likely trafficked crime guns recovered. Weak gun purchases laws until 2020 as a long top supplier of crime. At the end of the scale is like New Hampshire and Rhode Island have unusually lower gun death rates and compared with somewhat of policies in part buffeted by robust laws among. What does guns play into mental health? We discussed the background of Czech, Missouri, and we have a tragic thing that happened last week. I want to go over all that and more. I want to talk about first locking your guns up and putting a string tie, the one that locks the gun so you can't shoot it or so nobody else can shoot it. So a kid can't strip it and open the gun and open fire. That is very important, having the string tie to the gun. You may not think so, but it is. Many people more than the mass shooting and the story tell more, including these people who run and hide shots, is what many people learn. As Democrats, we must also act. They're following terrible gun laws in Missouri. Missouri continues to renovate. Seems it likely is not going to listen. They're going to make it easier to buy guns in Missouri. Continue to rack at the bottom. He says, hopefully millions of voters, if they don't see way more injuries, he says, gladly kick the Republicans out. He says he led that effort. This was Emmanuel Baker, the fourth a Democrat Party play into mental health. We discussed the background of Czech, Missouri, and we have a tragic thing that happened last week. I want to go over all that and more. I want to talk about first locking your guns up and putting a string tie, the one that locks the gun so you can't shoot it or so nobody else can shoot it. So a kid can't strip it and open the gun and open fire. That is very important, having the string tie to the gun. You may not think so, but it is. Many people provide people more than the mass shooting and the story tell more, including these people who run and hide shots, is what many people learn. As Democrats, we must also act. They're following terrible gun laws in Missouri. Missouri continues to renovate. Seems it likely is not going to listen. They're going to make it easier to buy guns in Missouri. Continue to rack at the bottom. He says, hopefully millions of voters, if they don't see way more injuries, he says, gladly kick the Republicans out. He says he led that effort. This was Emmanuel Baker, the fourth, a Democrat party, and also Claire McCaskill says Missouri is a MAGA state, and many believing to have our baby no matter what. But you can carry an AK-47 wherever you want in the state and race to make it even more easier. Missouri voted that any kid can carry a gun without parent supervision. Now wonder we're getting guns in our corner. Now I want to look into heroes from the Kansas City shooting. ER nurse, 15 years of experience. She came from Kentucky to Kansas City to help celebrate the Chiefs' victory. She helped her in an aftermath Wednesday mass shooting that killed 22 personnel and wounded 22 others. So this pop range out, and I hear people yell, "Get down, get down. It's not a fireworks," said Logston, a Salvador native, with her young children and a 7-year-old mother who couldn't crotch safety. She almost instantly noticed a young man lying on the ground. I said, "Where has he been shot?" She said, "In the head. So I got to go downtown and on the ground." I said, "I don't feel a pulse." So I started impressions, said London. She said she performed the CPR until medical took over. She says her training kicked in. That was someone, and if the situation, I would want someone to be able to help me.
Logston.
Maybe we can hear more on this next week and more stories on that. There were more heroes. She was definitely one of them. Then not heroes. We were looking at the not heroes. Be safe, be kind, and control your temper, and don't ever let it take your life. That's what happened here. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam's Sports Report and Sam's Mental Health.
Violence, who make it easier and easier for even the worst people to get their hands on firearms, as many as they want with no permit. Missouri ranks, as I mentioned, near the bottom in terms of gun safety in this country. And most of the deaths from firearms in your state are suicides. Do you see any movement among the voters of your state to elect different kinds of elected officials?
Yeah, I think there were nearly 1 million voters there today, I hope. The reality is the governor was also present. Many Republican state reps were there. If they're not seeing this now as an opportunity to change their ways, hopefully we're willing to kick them out. And I will gladly lead that effort, as I know Senator McCaskill has done in the past.
Jackson County legislator Manuel Abarca IV and his adorable daughter, thank you very much for being here. And I'm so glad that you and your baby are safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.